today's the day. We get to take out my new bag for a round. It's freezing, and it was super, super snowy back at my house. I'll show you that here. Snow. Luckily, I've added some stuff to my weather app so that anywhere within an hour radius, if there's no snow, we're playing disc golf, baby. That being said, my new bag was 100% randomized. If you want to go and check out that video, I highly advise it. It was honestly too much fun to make. I took all the discs that I'd never bagged before and just put them in a random number generator, and this is what it spit out. We're gonna be putting with a burst judge. I'm intrigued. It's got a little bead, and it's a little deeper than I'm used to, but all we gotta do is focus up and have some good mechanics. I have a distortion from Prodigy as my approach disc, which I remember being pretty straight, almost closer to an A5 than a zone. For my putters, we'll be throwing the Tone Popcorn and an S-Blend Tomb. I've joined Tomb Gang for now. We'll see how long I stay here. I don't know what it takes to get kicked out of a gang, but we'll see how long I stay. My mid-ranges are the Pyro, Chris Dickerson Z-Flex Buzz. I remember this being a little understable, so that'll be interesting. And the Infinite Discs Konsu, which is a pretty flippy 5-speed. I think, if I remember correctly, and based on how it looks and feels, I think it's kind of going to be a mix of a Rollo and a Paradox. Because it's kind of bladed like a Rollo, the parting line's low like a Paradox, maybe more like an uplink. That'll be solid. 7 and 8 speeds are what I'm going to be relying on more than control drivers, which to me are 9 and 10 speeds, because I would really rely on them for speed control and over stability instead of having touch, and that's something I want to work on. So we have a Paige Pierce Passion, this is Jawbreaker Z Flex as well. That the randomizer was kind to me, and the types of plastics for it being 40 degrees out, but the wind chill making it feel like 31 according to the weather app. Finish line disc Torque, pretty domey, 8 speed, and a Paul Macbeth prototype Athena. I don't know if these are going to have overlap. We'll find out today, because I need to throw all these, not necessarily during the round, but at least as a second. We won't throw too many of those because I only have about an hour and 20 minutes of sunlight. I have an Avenger SS, which actually this was the last pick. I forgot. I traded in a Tesla for this. So we'll see if that paid off at all, if I have some late turners or a roller, or just really trying to work on slowing down and having touch. We also have a Discmania TD as my straight 10 speed, which probably gonna be a little hyzer flippy, might have some overlap with like a Passion. And then my distance boys, the front 9 here is pretty techy, the back 9 is pretty bombery. So we're gonna be using these. We have the prototype time lapse, which is pretty overstable, the Gannon Burr Horizon C-Blend Cloudbreaker Glow, which is pretty neutral if I remember correctly, and the Kevin Kiefer Strive. Shout out Kevin. On that video, someone said that their Kevin Kiefer Strive didn't fly like their normal Royal Strive, and I replaced them 1 for 1. So I'm hoping, I've never thrown this one before, I'm hoping it's still pretty flippy. It feels like it will be. Also, someone gets on my case for like saying flippy all the time, and if I'm using it wrong, please like tell me how I'm using it wrong, because it always just says that I'm wrong, and it never says what the right way to use it is. So if I am using it wrong, let me know how you think I should. We're here today at Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch Ultra Disc Golf Park is what it's called. And since this bag is going to be fluctuating so much during this off season, and I'm going to be using this bag specifically for at least 2 videos, this video and then starting a battle series. So if you have any ideas for what the off-season battle series needs to be, let me know. But after hole 1, I'm going to explain how I can change this in and out of this bag. It's not just going to be arbitrary like maybe I'd want it to be. I'm going to have to earn it, baby, and that makes it more fun. I'm so excited. I like cannot tell you how excited I am to throw these discs today. Hole 1, let's get it. Perfect little starting hole. Looks like it's about 260 feet. If you want this bag, it'll be linked down below. Premium bag, so it is pretty expensive, but best bag company I've ever used so far. We get to try some stuff out today. I don't really have a 9 speed to just flick out there. And so it's gonna really cause me to have some touch with my Pyro, because I'm not great at flicking those 5 speeds. Focus, throw it well. Oh, pretty clean spin. A little extra focus on just flicking that off the middle finger. That being said, we got to throw the Tomb. I'm gonna be throwing this a lot today. I'm really excited. I really hope I like it. It's very shallow feeling. Some people says it replaces an Envy for them. I don't know if I buy that yet. It's like beaded and like the most shallow disc ever. So we're gonna try to go in this middle gap. And I'm choosing this for that because I think it's gonna be a little more overstable than the Popcorn. I'm gonna try to just push it on a hyzer through that gap and have it sit down by the basket. Oh, kind of exactly like that. Okay, that is a similar stability to at least one of the Envies that I had in my bag. Let's go make a putt. This is the most excited I've been to play in a while because I'm not going through the motions anymore. And I think I did that with my old bag too much. And my motions had changed so much since my throwing had changed. And sometimes I was more or less tired. Or I was going through something with my form. Now I can't go through the motions. I have to think about every shot, which is going to be very engaging for my brain and hopefully give me very positive feedback when I do something right, like actually throwing that one how I want it to. and very negative feedback, which can quickly translate into a changed action. But all that being said, I'm going to try to explain more stuff. And so if you are like, wow, he's not throwing where he wants to, you're probably right. I'm going to try to get a little feel with the judge and just see kind of what the stability is like before I give these bad boys putts. These are both almost exactly the same distance apart. What in the... That was like center left. Basket, stop it. That's not a good omen for the first putt ever with the judge. A little right to left. Let's go. Hole 2. Straight up the hill. 290 feet. So forehand definitely could be a play. It seems like it will be the right play, but you can't climb the fence, and I don't want to lose a disc this early. I'm going to try this tone popcorn. It's a little deep for my hands. I remember it being pretty straight to understable, mostly straight though. So I don't think I'm gonna like, especially in a tailwind, hyzer flip it. I'm just gonna honestly try to throw it flat and straight at the basket, if not a little right, because we're going uphill in a tailwind. So it should make it a little more overstable, especially if my miss tends to be a little high or nose up. Oh, that's so short. I'll try this tomb again. See how overstable it is. Oh, tailwind also drops it. That would make sense. Okay, very straight. But, ooh, that's an interesting fade at the end there. And now I want to try out the infinite disc cone. So I was debating throwing this, which could have made more sense. I mean, it's a putter distance for me typically, but it's cold. My body's cold. It's going uphill. Could have just tried to throw the cone suit, which I think is going to be pretty understable. Yes. And that mid-range speed also kind of gets under that low ceiling pretty well. That's a cool flight. In a tailwind up a hill to just shoo. Someone also interestingly told me that when it gets colder out, your discs don't become more overstable, they become more understable, but you don't throw them as hard, so they act like they're more understable or overstable. But because the air gets like denser, there's more air, which is one of the reasons why like when you come up to altitude, the air is less dense, so everything is more overstable. When it gets cold, it gets more dense, so it becomes slightly more understable. I didn't know that. Now I do. Thank you for teaching me things, people. Hole 3, top of the hill. There's a position that's over here somewhere that's pretty long, like forward and change. But I think we'll get some long holes on the back, so not too mad about playing some shorties and being able to throw mids and putters on the front nine here. 265? Let's go. Maybe just try a little forehand. It's a little bit of a pump on a forehand, so try to be smooth, aim at the tree, trust that the tailwind and the height will get the fade. That was not where I aimed it. I kind of came out right and straight, but luckily I got the snap off my finger. But this comes off my finger well. Is it like no longer a Kevin Jones distortion? Do they just stop making them since he's not there anymore? I don't know. Last of the putters and mid-ranges I haven't tried yet is this Buzz. I'm gonna try to throw it flat at the basket and see if it's drifty at all. The answer is yes. Get overstable again. Okay, that does seem like a dead straight Buzz though. The Konsu wouldn't have faded like that one did, so definitely still different enough. It scared me with how fast I thought it was turning. Got a little skippy down the hill here. A little headwind. Little headwind. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. I think a part of what's helping right now is I have zero expectations with these discs, and with my own, I have expectations with them. I wonder if there's a way to lower your expectations, or like, I guess change them from like negative to positive expectations. I don't really know what the word I'm trying to use is, but I almost feel like my discs have to do something. If they don't, I get like rattled a bit, which is not a healthy way to be playing disc golf. Since I don't have that here, it feels kind of nice. This one's 295. Up the hill, we do have this kind of wind. I think we're gonna try the Buzz. And just pushing hyzer around this tree. Still got a little hyzer flip, but whoa, that was so much shorter than I thought it was. I thought I was so far around that tree. I thought I parked the basket. That was interesting. I also totally forgot to say like the rules that I've made up for myself that are very likely to change at some point for adding and subtracting discs from the bag. There's 3 different scenarios, and I'll tell you on the next CPAD, but the scenarios are if I'm doing a disc review, if I am doing a like versus thing against somebody else, like a Bodanza battle, essentially, or if I'm just filming around like this. Wow, actually, I like that a lot. Should have been the buzz. Oh, dang it. We're gonna have a nice little pump on this guy. What does it say it is? 425 or 330, 355. Okay, it looks like the 355, but it looks so much farther than that. I'm just gonna tell you it's 500 feet and then I'll look massive. So these are the rules that I have placed for myself. Those are stupid rules. If I'm doing a review, I get one for one swap per week. So if I just really like a disc that I'm reviewing, I just get to swap it out once per week. If I only do one review per week, I get one swap per week if I want to. If I'm doing a battle video versus somebody else, I'm starting to try to schedule those and plan those out. If I win, I get one for one swap of something that I want. Like whatever I want to do, I can add, subtract, or 1 for 1 swap from my bag. If I lose, the opponent gets the 1 for 1 swap from my bag, or add or subtract something. They can do whatever they want to my bag for one disc, and if they swap from my bag or they subtract from my bag, they just get to keep the disc. So if they win, they get a disc, and they can choose to put something in my bag if they want to as well. I'm also going to be doing a weekly community poll here on the channel, which is going to start next video. I need to have at least 2 videos with this bag, and you guys are going to get to choose one disc to add or subtract from the bag. It'll be based on like comments. So whatever gets commented the most that you want to see added or subtracted and gets the most upvotes, we'll put it in a big poll, and then those will get voted on once per week, probably on Sundays, if I remember. And lastly, if I shoot a 10-20 rated round, because that's what we talked about 2 videos ago, then I get to do whatever I want to my bag. One for one swap. So that even accounts for today. Be a little smarter with my shots. And like I can reach this with the mid, I can reach this with a putter. But why don't I just practice a smooth throw all the time instead of trying to rip all the time? And then eventually my rips are gonna go so much farther. So we're gonna throw Faro driver. We're gonna throw the passion, a little hyzer, stand up down the right side. Okay, a little left side, we'll take that. No, let's just throw all 3 of our 7-8 speeds. Next is the Athena, which I think is gonna be a little straighter than the Torque. Harder feeling than both of these other discs. Okay, that's pretty straight in this little tailwind with a little fade. My guess is to get that same flight, I'm gonna have to put some anhyzer on this Torque. Oh gosh, I shanked it. I'm not great at anhyzers, we'll be working on it. It did fade out. Oh, okay, yeah. Wow. I think I might be the best shot of the group. I'm glad I have it, because I really need to work on anhyzers, which we're gonna be doing a lot in the basement. I like have plans of setting it up. I cannot wait to show you what is down there. We're gonna try out this Konsu Rolloweridime. Oh, that's so cool. Holy far. Wow, that took his fun. I missed the S in that word, and I'm very sorry. The disc is fun. This is gonna be so fun this off season. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want to figure out a name for the bag for the off season, please do. I would appreciate that a lot. And whoever has the most comments and name, I'm gonna give them a disc from the bag. Should I do that? Let them choose 1 for 1. I'm gonna do it though. Hey, whoever gets the most upvoted on this video, start the comment, name for the bag, colon, whatever you want the name to be. Whoever has the most likes on that, by the first battle video that we do with this bag, I'm gonna announce it there, who gets to do the 1 for 1 swap. And be kind, thank you. Don't rely too much on the cue, you still gotta make your putt, man. There we go, just gotta commit. Final rule about the bag is that for the community poll, as well as like if my guests beat me in a 1v1 or whatever, they could choose literally any disc and I have to put it in. Like not like a special edition, like it can't be something like ridiculously expensive, but like any disc they want. If they can provide it, awesome. If they can't, this might get expensive. That is also in play for the person who creates the best name for this bag. Hole 6, still only 2 down, 295, straight ahead. Maybe a buzz, maybe even a slowed down fairway driver. Ooh, they call it 337 actually. I'm glad I looked at that because one of the other ones was a little farther too. And okay, 337 probably will be a fairway then. I think it's probably passion, but we're gonna try out this Athena. Oh, sneaky. Leaked it early, but it turned out to be really good. Ooh, and just to see, Avenger SS. Yes! Oh, money. Nice and smooth. Oh, with the kick. I'm very excited for all the added variety of this bag in my training for the off season, which is something that I actually cut out, believe it or not, of how long that video was, of talking about is in sports. You want to add variety to get better at a skill. And for so long, I had been conflating skill work and technique work, where I'd be like, oh, the skill is like throwing, which is just form, that's not the case. The technique is form, but the skill is how you apply that form to different situations. And the way to get better at the skill, which is being a better disc golfer, is adding variety and variability. You might know people locally who are just gonna mop you at one course, but they only play that one course, and then you take them anywhere else, and they're not great at disc golf, they're great at that course. And so with my goal being to be a great disc golfer, I'm trying to add a lot of variability and variety, and that's what this is inherently helping me do. I feel so much more engaged in how I'm playing right now, knowing that this is also my own bag and I care about throwing a good round instead of it just being a review, which takes some of the weight off my shoulders, that I know that this is making me better already because I'm having to think about how to throw clean forehands, backhands with this that I know I have to throw because it's the only disc for that slot. So I'm trying to keep the bag relatively small. I'm not going to add a ton of discs. I think what I may even do is limit it at exactly the number of discs that are in my bag right now. Putting putter, 1 or 2. Don't care if I have 2 of those. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 discs. So I'll only ever have 14 discs in this bag and my putting putters. I think that's going to actually be very helpful for me this offseason. Nice fun bird there. 226 for this hole. I've not been throwing the popcorn super well. Do have a little headwind. Oh, flip the headwind, sit down. I threw it soft, please be good. Oh, that was close. Got a putt in the distortion. Very straight out of the hand, but I like how it's throwing. Let's go. I like putting with this putter right now. Good depth. The bead I actually do kind of like. Gannon was always telling me I needed to putt with a beaded putter. And if Gannon says something enough, it just kind of gets a little earworm for me, and I'm like, maybe I should if the best player in disc golf has told me to do something. Hole 8. 370. Nope, that might be 305. This place might be in the shorts for the winter, which, hey, I can appreciate. Either Buzz or Tomb.
Are you that crawl for Tomb guy?
Sometimes. Depends on who's asking. So straight, and now the fade. And I didn't get it right enough. Dried up a little bit faster than I anticipated. Just outside the circle. What the heck was that, bro? I was super debating stepping that putt. And then, if you don't step it, you just throw it into the pole. Should have just stopped it, guys. My bad. Okay, hole 9. Let's get this guy. I should actually look to see what 1020 would be. Northgate was the last one. Northgate. 11 down, 1036. They're in similar but not the same positions. I'm going to say we'll call 11 down 1020 for today because 10 down was 1026 there, and it's a shorter course. So we'll give it an extra stroke and a half. Meaning I got to birdie this one and then get 6 on the back. But I'm just going to try to throw good shots. 317 here. We're going torque. Leave it out right. Let it fade in. I think that's pretty good. Let's go. This wind is tough. I'm also freezing my balls off, so I don't know if I'm throwing very hard right now. I think the answer is no. That's the Athena. More hyzer, more push, more parked. Seem very similar though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I lied. Torque was actually equally parked with the Athena. Okay, I'm glad we had to walk by the cars. So I'm getting hungry. I need to recharge. Good to go. Hole 10, 311 feet. It says here, this says 330. OB, left and long, headwind. This is tough. This is where I just take out my overstable 9-speed and rip it. So I think I'm gonna try out the torque again. I'm really trying to find a spot where I really like this a lot. It's not flat, but it's pretty close to what I wanted to do. Don't go down the hill. Okay, this is how I resorted to walking. between holes to keep my ears from falling off. I could just put the beanie on, but that seems too easy. Whew, just over. Basket is through these trees, you can see it. I think it's about 370-ish. This calls it 380. I think you just called it 377. We have a left to right. So I think we're gonna break out a disc I haven't thrown yet, which is this TD. I remember it being, if you hit it really hard, it will definitely drift. But -2.1, I thought was maybe close to like a -1.5 or so. So I think if I throw it on a little anhyzer and give it the height to work, it'll hold the turn well, especially in this wind, and then fade back to flat. I just don't want to really overturn it there, but I also don't want to give it too much angle because the wind could take it. So just try to be smooth. Ah, yeah. See, I threw it a little outside of where I wanted and needed to. There's OB in the creek down there, so if I got into the creek or beyond, that's not really good for my score. If it was just like a true -2.1, I think that would have been perfect shot, but it really is more like that straight disc. It'll hold anhyzer for a while, but it does fade out pretty fast. Let's try this Avenger SS on a hyzer flip out there. Oh, that's gonna be a fun disc to learn. Wow, that's crazy. Luckily, my distance was absolutely spot on. And it didn't go OB. Just need to figure out that flip point, or maybe I thought there was more wind than there was, so you really can't be too mad about this one. Especially when you do that. Oh! Dang, a little low. 177. Short hole, straight gap. Try to throw the popcorn right at it. Wow, that thing is so straight. There's a little tailwind here too. Come on, judge your boy. Part 4. Finally, let's go. 704 feet. See the basket way down there. What are the OBs on this guy? Inside of the creek and then the road and beyond. So I thought the path and left, but that wouldn't make any sense because the basket is the left of the path. Throw a big drive out here. We have like a head left to right. I would be throwing a roller with my Avenger SS, but I think we're gonna take out the Kevin Kiefer's drive and rip it. Yes. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my gosh. As long as it doesn't go in the thing. No! So I think I've only played this course like 2 or 3 times besides right now. And I remember us never playing this as OB, but I'm not playing a tournament. And I guess if it's like wet, they would play this as OB. So we're just gonna play it from in here as hazard because I'm trying to make it as hard as possible to shoot 1020s. It's giving us about 455, 460 from the tee. We're throwing straight, so I think I'm gonna throw the popcorn again. Maybe the tomb. I think the tomb is a little more like late hookup. Oh, that might be short. Wow, depth perception is a little off today. I guess my depth perception is off. This is not nearly as short as I thought it was. Oh, 14, right underneath that tree. 360 maybe? Kind of a forehand or a turnover. With this wind, turnover would be tough to get right. I think we're gonna try the Gandenberg Cloudbreaker on this guy. Oh, I turned it too much, like I said not to do. Big flare skip. That's not the end of the world. That should be circle 2. I actually stepped this one instead of throwing it into the pole. I've been thinking about that shot as I walk up here, and I think impartially why I pull a lot of my forehands right now on too much anhyzer and too much left is everything feels good in my mechanics. I think I might just be opening up my plant step a little too open and left. Instead of forward and into it, I stay open on it. And that just causes my shoulders to tilt up and throw on more anhyzer and me to pull the disc to the left. So I don't know if that's the case, and I also don't know if we have any more forehands to test it on. But the distances was really good, actually. I'm just outside the circle long, it looks like. What was that? That was the ugliest putt I've ever putted in my entire putting life. My knee was not bent on this leg at all. I'm gonna transfer over this leg. You should probably bend the knee a little bit. Okay, I figured it out at least. All right, 360 something on this guy. The wind is pretty just right to lefty. So I was thinking about TD. It's on a big hyzer. It could get interesting glide, and you're throwing it a little hard into this right to left, so it could flip up. But I think we're gonna actually throw the proto time lapse instead. I just looked drunk because I accidentally stepped on the T-pad. It's not flat enough, man. I'm not throwing these flat enough at all. Outside the circle, I know how to rotate over my knee now, so this is easy peasy. Nope. The uphill putting woes continue. Keeping the bogey free alive, though. I'll take that. Poor execution on these last couple, but that's no stress. Throw a bomb out here, hopefully get some more birdies. 16, 755, right to left. They took out all the trees on this hole. Didn't there used to be like a bunch of trees down there?
There was more. They cut one. You can see two of them. They're cut down right next to where the old trees are, or the new ones are.
Yeah.
And then you can see like a couple stumps on the left too.
It's only gonna be like a year till these ones get the same size, huh?
Well,
We're up here. How far are we from the bucket according to UDisc? 735 is this hole. It's about 455 according to UDisc, so we got about 292 in is what it's saying. Torque. Right on it. Dude, why can't I putt for birdie right now? That was the extra level of focus. Gotta find it somewhere. That's pretty cool. Bad news. The sun went down, so since we're in like a desert environment, it dropped like 10 or 15 degrees, and then my camera decided to stop working. And so I already threw my shot, and I really committed to the time lapse, and it's underneath the basket, literally. So now I'm gonna throw a second one with the TD, because why not? Yeah, that is just not like -2-1. Wow, that is so much more stable. All right, we're definitely still playing the first one. I thought I pressed record. Maybe the camera was too cold to actually work. Kind of like my body. That was surprising. Like that TD really is like almost a like -1-2 disc instead of a -2-1. You gotta flip those because it like popped a bit and we are on a tail right. Luckily for me, it'd be pretty impressive if I missed this one. Also, my camera battery just died, so I'm just having all sort of technical difficulties. The last hole, we're gonna have a little, wait, let's see where the wind's going. This way, tailwind, a little tailwind, and 450, I think. If we can birdie this one, gets us right around. I'll call it 1,000 no matter what if I can birdie this last hole. 445 is what it calls it here. The breath test probably isn't the best test, but it still is a tailwind. Okay, breath test did work. I think it's gotta be the strive. This is not like ridiculously flippy, but it does hold turn. Probably not throwing it hard enough to keep it on that turn. Gotta figure out a way to really rip in the winter. Keep my body warm through the whole round. Dude, what? You just said you're not gonna flip it that hard, and then you throw the worst hydro flip in the world. What am I doing with my life? That was a cold shot right there. Yikes. Same freaking thing. Gosh. All right, now I'm just getting frustrated for no reason. I'm just frustrated about how bad those shots were, not that the discs were doing anything weird. Avenger SS. That's money. That's gonna be parked. Is it not flipping over? I'm just a weak baby boy. All right, TD, mash on it, get the birdie, go home a winner. I'm always a winner, don't worry, but that's also gonna be a really good shot. Yeah, that's gonna be parked. Haha, suckers! Just when you, and by you I mean me, didn't think I couldn't do it. Or I could do it. Whichever one is the one. I'm doing this weird little flaily thing. Also, I was wrong. I thought the TD was here. It's actually past the basket. The TD went like 455 feet, bro. What the heck is wrong with me? Why can't I just throw a good shot first? Just kidding, I can. I did a lot of that today. Take your time. You little dang dong. 7 down. Not the end of the world. First bogey's on the 18th hole from like 2 feet. Also, who knows how accurate UDisc is, but I'm standing where the TD landed, and it says it was 476 feet. So I need to find more of those throws in the cold, which I think is just a little bit of extra rotation and follow through after the shot. Get to my hit point and then continue rotating, because that'll make changes obviously up until the rotation. But that might be what I think about, because that one freaking ripped, bro. Thank you for watching. This was a lot of fun. If you've seen people on my channel before and you want to see them back for a battle, let me know. But the first one of those should be coming out pretty soon. I think we'll have a snow day tomorrow though, or whatever my next video is, because it's snowy at home and I gotta work on some form things and we gotta fix up my basement and I gotta pee. Thank you guys so much for watching. You're the best. I appreciate you more than you know.